Recent revelations in the Sun newspaper saw a BBC presenter being accused of misconduct, but it wasn't until the wife of Hugh Edwards came forward with a public statement that the presenter was identified. I asked my two interviewees this week whether the Sun's decision to keep the presenter anonymous was the right thing to do. Later, we'll hear the thoughts of Łukasz in Cambridge, but for now, here is Mike in Thetford with his answer.
Yes. Do you want me to tell you why?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yes, because until you're absolutely sure of all of the facts, it's important not to be able to reveal people's details in case we get it wrong. Ultimately, they've got their own families to protect.
Absolutely, but I think some people had a problem with it on the basis that because they didn't reveal the name, this sort of speculation grew, and some other presenters who were, not involved at all in the story, started to receive reputational damage of their own. Do you think there was some kind of duty of care to those people, or how do you balance that?
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree that obviously there was other people that did get their name brought into it, which clearly would have made them feel upset. I think the duty of care lies down to the organisation of who that person works for, and they need to be able to protect those other people and respond as quickly as possible to let them know that the issue is being dealt with.
Perfect. So to what extent more broadly then, should the media be obligated to consider the impact of its reporting rather than just whether what it's reporting has any truth to it? So should the Sun have looked at this story and thought to themselves, well, it may be true that we've had these allegations come in, but until we get more, what should the barrier of confidence be before they're able to print that story?
Yeah, I think they need all of the facts as opposed to going on a hunch, because obviously it did cause, the likes of was it Jeremy Vine? Yeah, Jeremy Vine, Gary Lineker and Rylan all being accused. And there was some misleading information there. I mean, one of the things was that the person was 23 years old when actually it turned out he wasn't. So, you need to get everything together and be absolutely 100% before going out to, because ultimately there's lots of people that get hurt by this, not just that individual, but the individual's family and friends as well.
Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Cool.
Next up is Łukasz.
Well, I don't think so. If there are accusations, I think the name should be, provided. That's what I think, but I don't really know what are the accusations, to be honest. So.
Right, so you think that maybe it's in the public interest to know if there's a BBC presenter that's sort of engaged in misconduct, let's say?
Yeah, exactly.
The only counter-argument to that would be that in recent times there's been many big high-profile cases of people being accused of things, and that being a big story and having a big impact on their reputation, but then later getting acquitted, and no charges ended up being made, and these people have this irreparable damage to their reputation because they were named in the first place. What do you think is the solution to that?
That's a funny question. So, to be honest, I think that a public person like the BBC spokesperson have means to sort of clear their name because they have media on their side. So, to be honest, that's probably the solution. Like, no more solutions are needed.
So you think that that the BBC will eventually back this presenter if they're acquitted, and maybe that's so just to put that story out there if and when they are found, cleared essentially. Perfect. So more broadly then, to what extent should the media, like the Sun and other newspapers, be obligated to consider the impact of their reporting beyond whether it's just true or false? So this BBC presenter has ended up in hospital supposedly as a result of the sort of stress that's gone through, and he's not denied it yet, but there's suspicion that he will deny it. Do you think there's ever a case to not publish a story like this and to withhold it?
That's interesting. Well, I think it's case by case, to be honest. It's hard to, apply general rules to that, so I don't really know. It's really hard to answer. So
What do you think would be a case where you would publish it and maybe wouldn't? Could you maybe give us an example?
I don't know really. No, I don't really know.
Fair
It's really hard.
Fair enough. No worries. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. No.